In Game 2 of today's two-game set, Thursday game yesterday suspended in the bottom of the fourth. Gary trailed 2-0. They ended up falling in the completion of the game, which was done earlier today by a final of 9-4. Winnipeg has now won 6 consecutive games. Jeff McKenzie and the Gary South Shore Railcats look to put a halt to that. Here in game number 2, let's look at the defense behind Jeff McKenzie. Here in the second game, Cameron Newell in left field, Chase Harris back in center, Colin Willis gets the start in right. Randy Santiesteban with 2 hits in game 1 is at third. Ryan Fitzgerald, the all-star, didn't play in game 1. He's at short, Cole Fabio at second, Chris Goodman at first. Tanner Wilfredo Jimenez does the catching for the Gary South Shore Railcats. The designated hitter, Frank Martinez for Gary. Jeff McKenzie for the Railcats makes his 4th start of the season, his first since fracturing his left fibula on May 30th against Kansas City here at the Steelyard. This season, he's 0-2 with a 4.50 ERA. He's made 4 total relief appearances this season. It's his 4th start for Gary here in 2017. McKenzie, a former White Sox prospect, is in his 2nd season of the American Association, his first with Gary. Acquired in the offseason on January 4th in exchange for Richard Castile. The crafty southpaw from El Dorado Hills, California, stands 6 feet tall, 170 pounds. Turned 26 years old today before the start of the season. And not to put any pressure on the young man, Austin, this is a huge game for Gary.
It is. I mean, it's arguably the most important game of the season up to this point.
Gary looking to at least split with the Winnipeg Goldeyes, absolutely worse. Down 0-1 in the series, a first pitch fastball gets the outside corner for a strike. And it's quickly 0-1. 1 strike pitch misses downstairs to Andrew Sohn. The count evens up. Sohn 2 for 5 in game number 1, a couple stolen bases, scored twice. 1-1. Out in front of a changeup, 1-2.
McKenzie so far doing well, changing speeds. Again, it's not only important for the Railcats to win this game, but for McKenzie to be able to solidify himself as the 3rd starter.
Here's 1-2. Got him in the back. Ooh, he took a shot there. That didn't look like it felt good. Trying to go in with the fastball, missed his Sohn. He reaches a board, however, he's going to pay the price for it. And now out of the dugout, the athletic trainer for Winnipeg, the 2nd time in the last 2 games, Derek McLennan.
Obviously unintentional there from McKenzie on the 1-2 pitch, trying to get the first out of the game. So it looks like he is going to be able to walk off the injury, but certainly, for the Railcats' sake, you don't want to start off with having your leadoff man on before the heart of the order comes up for Winnipeg. But now if you're Jeff McKenzie, buckle in, see if you can settle in for the Railcats. That's just going to be uttermost importance.
Gary wearing their home whites again. The Railcats G in cursive on the left side of the chest. The cat claw directly behind it. Railcats in maroon underneath that G. Numbers in green outlined in white to the right. Same thing on the back, the white pants, the black belts, the green stirrups, and the pinwheel hats, white in the front, a green bell, maroon in the middle, and then green on the back. McKenzie to the stretch after hitting Sohn. Fires the first pitch, a fastball inside to the right fielder, David Rome. And it's quickly 1-0.
McKenzie, after having 2 solid strikes early on, has thrown a couple of pitches that he would like to have back.
Wilfredo Jimenez sets up outside. McKenzie with a long pause to first, throws a pickoff attempt. Sohn knew it, back in standing. Rome has hit safely in 13 consecutive games. Singled to begin the 7th inning, went 1 for 5 in game 1. Runner fakes as if he's on the move, and the pitch misses outside. Rome's stance is closed. His chest is out towards second base, and his front foot angled towards second too. Back-to-back balls from McKenzie, it's 2-0. Scoreless in the top of the first, McKenzie deals a fastball upstairs. 3 straight balls.
At this point, McKenzie just wants to throw a strike here, 3-0, get the confidence back before attacking even further.
A beautiful sky tonight from the Steelyard, starting to set. Some of the clouds even turning orange. Can't ask for much better baseball weather here in early August. Another good crowd on hand for Game 2. Game number 1's attendance, including yesterday's suspended total, 3,372. 3-1. Fastball gets the inside corner at the knees. It was 3-0. It's full.
This is what I like to see out of McKenzie, being able to attack, get back into the count, and now you have a chance to strike out the two-hitter.
Rome, a solid ball player. Wobbles the bat behind him. Steps out after another pickoff from McKenzie to first. Gary looking to turn 2. They turned 4 double plays in Game 1 and it wasn't enough. They fell 9-4. Payoff. Breaking ball misses inside. First walk of the game for McKenzie. Sewn up to second. First 2 reach to begin the game.
Now you have Josh Romanski coming to the plate, a gentleman who certainly knows how to hit the baseball. Yes, it is a lefty-on-lefty matchup, which should favor McKenzie. However, he's coming to the plate with 2 runners on, nobody out.
Not an ideal start for McKenzie. He had Sowen behind in the count 1 and 2. Tried to go inside with the fastball and ended up hitting him on the shoulder. Romanski, the former Railcat, chose bunt. Pokes at it up the third base line, a good one. Wilfredo Jimenez turns and fires in time. A much more difficult play than it looks. Advances both base runners up on the sack.
A very nice play indeed by Wilfredo Jimenez after Romanski was able to get that beautiful bunt down. More importantly, though, you have 2 runners in scoring position for the ever so dangerous Reggie Abercrombie.
Abercrombie, third in the league in RBIs. Went 1 for 3 in game number 1. Singled and scored in the first, drew 2 walks. You surprised to see that bunt there? I'll be honest, I was.
Which I think is why he did it. The element of surprise.
I think he was trying to bunt for a head and at the worst get a sack?
Yeah.
Maybe. Abercrombie breaks his bat, dribbles it softly to second. Fabio down on it. Throws over, Abercrombie out. However, Sohn does score. It's 1-0 in favor of Winnipeg.
I mean, not that hindsight was 20/20, but let's say that Romanski does swing there, and he pops out to the pitcher. Well, the run doesn't score there. So, if you're Winnipeg, I get what you're saying. The other side of the argument is you could really have a big inning, but you at least Winnipeg.
No question about it. There are two clear points to that argument. 2 down, up to third base on the ground out is Rome. Sean Pleffner, 4 RBIs, 4 hits in the first game awaits. First pitch, a slider across the letters in there for a called strike. Gary down by a run here to open game number 2. This is only a 7-inning game. McKenzie, the left-hander against the lefty Pleffner. 0-1. Pulled sharply right field. Coming in Willis. Slides to a knee and makes the catch. A shoestring grab from Willis. Pleffner lines out to end the inning. However, Reggie Abercrombie's RBI ground out has Winnipeg in front. 1-0. When we return, it'll be the home half of the first. Railcats trail by 1. Start of inning number 2. Gary with a 3-1 advantage. Jeff McKenzie has not allowed a hit. However, an RBI ground out from Reggie Abercrombie in the first gave Winnipeg the opening lead. Gary with 3 2-out runs in the home half of the inning. They lead 3-1. Gary looking to bounce back after the tough loss in game number 2, rather in game number 1. But still a lot of time.
Oh, for sure. The Railcats in the situation, you have Jeff McKenzie in his second inning of work. Didn't give up a hit, but gave up a run. For his sake, more control here early would be so key for the Railcats.
Arguably the best order in the entire league. No easy out for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. David Bergen, the reigning player of the month, to lead things off. Bergen in game number 1 went 2 for 4, scored a couple times and doubled. Bergen hitting 328 on the year, does have 17 homers and has driven in 57. Infield playing deep. Same thing with the outfield, especially Cameron Newland left. McKenzie winds and fires the first pitch. Fastball, yanked to the left side, down on it, Santi Esteban slings over. One pitch went out, Bergen retired to open the second.
And that's the one thing about McKenzie is that he does have enough elusiveness on his pitches that you know that the Railcats are going to have opportunities to make plays in the field, just like that one pitch went down.
There are a lot of choices, fans, for in-home healthcare, and it can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Start with the best, Bright Star Care. Give them a call, 219-924-0200, or visit them online at brightstarcare.com to find the nearest Bright Star Care location to you. Let Bright Star Care help you and your loved one. One out for West Darville, the All-Star takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Coming into tonight, led the league with a .346 average. 1 for 5 in game 1, a 2-run homer. He swings and lifts this one high in the air right field, not deep. That ball still going back. Willis goes back in front of the track and makes the catch over his head. 3 pitches, 2 outs.
You can't ask for more for Jeff McKenzie. A low pitch count's key. And the thing is tonight for the Railcats is that if you keep the pitch count low, a complete game is completely not out of the question with only 7 innings of work.
He did it in St. Paul when Gary and the Saints were washed out in the 3rd game of the season. They played a doubleheader to cap it off. McKenzie got the ball in the first game of the doubleheader, and he went the distance. First pitch misses upstairs. It's 1-0. 1-0. Lifted in the air. Left side of the infield, now drifting out towards center field. Coming in, Chase Harris calls for it. Makes the catch over his head. A quick 1-2-3 inning. Just 5 pitches needed for McKenzie. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. Gary in front. 3-1.
And we welcome you back to WEFM and RailcatsBaseball.com. Top of inning number 3 of 7 tonight. The Railcats do hold on to a 3-1 lead over the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Winnipeg, without a hit, does have a run. How so? Well, leading off the game, Andrew Stone in the first was hit by a pitch. David Rome then walked, which advanced Stone to second. Josh Romanski hit a sacrifice bunt to advance both runners before Reggie Abercrombie hit an RBI ground out, and then Sean Pleffner ended the inning with a flyout to right. The Railcats in the bottom half put up a 3 spot, big thanks to Frank Martinez's 2-out, 2-run RBI double. And then he would later score on a stolen base and a throwing error from the catcher for Winnipeg, Tanner Deviney. First pitch from Jeff McKenzie to start the 3rd, outside for a ball to Deviney, the catcher, and the count is 1-0. Deviney has not had an at-bat today or in the series. Here's the 1-0. Way high, it's now 2-0. Deviney is a switch-hitting catcher, getting the time tonight with Mason Katz already catching 9 innings in this series thus far. 5 of those today, so you don't want to overexhaust your catcher. The 2-0. High and outside, it's 3-0 to Deviney. Deviney does not have a hit so far this season for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. The 3-0. Strike on the inside corner. It's now 3-1. Deviney, so far this season for Winnipeg, has 8 at-bats, has 13 total in the American Association. A 111 on-base percentage. Here's the 3-1. Swung on a missed strike, too, and the count is now full. There's no pitchers batting in the lineup, but just from this small sample size, this is the equivalent of a pitcher batting in this order, with everyone else having on-base percentages no lower than .324. The payoff. Ball 4 low, and they walk Deviney. So leadoff walk to the 9-hitter, and Andrew Stone will now bat for Winnipeg. Nobody out, top 3. Gary with a 2-run cushion. Only 7 innings today in Game 2, as the complete game for Game 1 was a 9-inning affair that took 2 days to complete. Deviney with a decent lead, first pitch. Ball high, and it's 1-0. Andrew Sohn so far today, hit by a pitch and a run scored in this game. McKenzie set, and the 1-0. High pop fly, foul, and out of play. The count is now a ball and a strike. Nobody out, top three. 3-1 in favor of Gary South Shore. Vinny with not that big of a lead off the bag at first. The 1-0. Looped into shallow left field. Battle get down for a base hit. Picking it up is Chase Harris. Advancing to second on the hits to Vinny. Andrew Sohn singles. Still nobody out here in the third inning. David Rome will now step on in for Winnipeg. So far in this game, David Rome reached on a walk. That was the first hit in the game for Winnipeg. 3-1 in favor of Gary South Shore. McKenzie's first pitch. Rome shows bunt, pulls back, ball inside. Jimenez bobbles the ball, but keeps the runners at their respective bags. 1 ball, no strikes, nobody down. 2 on for Winnipeg as they trail by 2 to the Railcats. In a 7-inning affair, every inning is that much more important. McKenzie will get set, looks back at the runner to Vinny on second. On about a pickoff throw, but steps off the rubber. In the bottom half of this third inning for the Railcats, Chase Harris, Cameron Newell, and Randy Santiesteban do up. Infield playing in at the corners, double play depth up the middle. The 1-0. Strike down Broadway. It's now 1-1. David Rome, 11th in the American Association with 49 runs scored. Versus lefties, he's hitting .279 as opposed to .288 versus righties. McKenzie set, the 1-1. Rome shows bunt, pulls back, ball outside. It's 2-1 to the 2-hitter. The wheel play defensively is on for the Railcats, meaning that the first baseman Goodman will charge for a potential bunt. Cole Fabio will cover the bag at first in the event of a bunt being placed. Randy Santiesteban staying home at third for a possible force. The 2-1. Fly ball, right center field. Chase Harris on the run, moves, makes the nice running catch. He spins and throws it in to keep the runner to Vinny at second. A great play there by Chase Harris to go ahead and move to his right, and while falling on his back foot, Rex Grossman-like throws the ball back into the infield. So 1 down now in the inning, and an ever so important out for the Railcats. Josh Romanski will now step in for Winnipeg. Romanski so far today had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. Because it was a sacrifice, he is not credited with an at-bat. So still no at-bats in this game, meaning he's still batting .323. 7 homers, 54 RBIs. The pitch, way outside for a ball. Diving over to make the stop, Jimenez. 1-0 count, 1 down, 2 on for Winnipeg. After Josh Romanski, it's Reggie Abercrombie, so you don't want to give up a hit here to Romanski or allow him to reach. McKenzie set the 1-0. Just low, and the count is now 2-0. The strike zone has been shrinking in this third inning for Jeff McKenzie. Matt Hersema behind the plate today for the American Association umpiring crew. The 2-0. There's a strike outside corner. Count now 2-1. 1 down. Top 3. 3-1 Railcats. You can hear Greg Taggart and Alan Keanu in your crowd mic complaining to the home plate umpire Hersema. McKenzie set, looks back at Davini. The 2-1. Dubbed towards the second baseman, Fabio. He'll make the catch for out number 2. 2 on, 2 out. Top 3, Gary up by a pair. And it's now the center fielder, Abercrombie, stepping up. Even at the young age of 36, Reggie Abercrombie still one of the best 5-tool players in this league, which is why he was once a former Major League Baseball player and has found a home in Winnipeg ever since. The lefty, McKenzie, gets set. And the first pitch. Abercrombie skies a fly ball, tailing down the right field line, foul. Out of play in the terrace section, and the count is 0-1 to the center fielder. Abercrombie spent parts of 3 seasons in the big leagues, Florida and Houston, and has had a quite lengthy minor independent career as well. McKenzie set the 0-1. Abercrombie nubs it to the right side, running over. Chris Goodman jumps and he can't make the catch. Rounding third is Deviney. He'll have to hold at third. The bloop single now makes the bases loaded with 2 down here in the top of the third. Still 3-1 Railcats. Now, if Deviney is running wholeheartedly on the pitch with 2 outs, he might have scored, but he's not the fleetest of foot, and because he held up slightly at second, he is stuck at third. Reggie Abercrombie just celebrated his 36th birthday a month ago. Started his career with Great Falls in the Pioneer League, a Dodgers affiliate. The first pitch to Sean Pleffner, he swings and misses for strike 1. And the count is 0-1. Continuing on Abercrombie, however, he has spent plenty of time at plenty of different places. Some other names include the Sioux Falls Canaries in 2010 and 2011. As well as 2013. Next pitch to Pleffner, fouled off, and the count's now 0-2 on the DH. Pleffner and David Bergen have swapped roles in Game 2. Bergen was the DH, Pleffner was at first, and then they flipped it around. Pretty cautious leads for all 3 Winnipeg runners. Railcat infield playing back. Second baseman Cole Fabio 5 feet onto the outfield grass. The 0-2. Just outside for a ball. It's now 1-2. You can see their Railcat bench, Reggie Wilson and Jose Gonzalez, eagerly wanting the Railcats to get out of the inning, but they do not yet. Still a chance here on a 1-2 count, 2 down, bases loaded. Railcats up by 2. The 1-2. Just outside again. Same spot, no call. And the fans' reaction says it all. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Here in this top half of the third, Gary out hitting Winnipeg 4-2. McKenzie gets set. Waits. And the pitch. High pop fly, shallow left field. Should be playable. Ryan Fitzgerald calls off Santi Esteban. And he makes the grab to end the top half of the third. Despite Winnipeg loading the bases, they do not score. We play 2.5 in Gary, the score. Railcats 3, Winnipeg 1 on WEFM and RailcatsBaseball.com. And leading off this inning for the Winnipeg Gold Eyes will be David Bergen, the first baseman. Bergen so far today with a ground out to third. That was in the second inning. The reigning American Association Player of the Month. 7 home runs in the month of July. Certainly can swing the bat. He had a long, and I mean long, home run the last time that Winnipeg was in Gary, Indiana. Nearly got onto 4th Avenue, and the first pitch to Bergen's a strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, nobody down. It's top of the 4th in Game 2. Gary losing Game 1, up by 4. Here's the next pitch. Outside for a ball. The count is now 1-1. McKenzie Waits and winds the 1-1. Outside for a ball. It's now 2-1. Jeff McKenzie between pitches is almost statuesque on the mound. Legs together, holds the mitt in his right hand at his chest and his left hand dangles. And then he gets set, and here's the 2-1. Rope deep into left, but foul. And the count's now 2-2. Nobody down. Top of the fourth, and a 5-1 lead for Gary South Shore. A win today would snap the 2-game losing streak for the Gary South Shore Railcats and even up this series at 1 apiece. Here's McKenzie's 2-2 pitch upcoming. Inside, not by much, and it's now full. After Bergen, Wes Darville and Jordan Ebert due up. McKenzie takes his time in the payoff coming. High fly ball, deep right center field. Chase Harris giving chase towards the gap. Dives, can't get it. That ball gets to the wall. Bergen hustling past first. Will get to second, and he'll hold with a long leadoff double. A great job for Chase Harris to give that good effort. Dive, get up, and get to that ball and throw it back in to keep Bergen at second base. Bergen's not a crazy fast runner, but he's not slow either. Just to give you some perspective, he's not attempted a stolen base. However, he certainly can run around the base paths. And the Canadian Wes Darville will now step in for the Gold Eyes. Darville was charged with an error, a tough error, as he dove to his left to deflect a baseball that eventually led to the Railcats' 5th run. McKenzie gets set, and the first pitch. Darville swings and misses at a breaking pitch, and the count is 0-1. No balls and a strike, nobody down. Runner on second base. Top 4. Winnipeg trailing by 4 against the Gary South Shore Railcats. Outfield playing very deep. Infield playing very deep. McKenzie set, looks back at Bergen in the pitch. Loop towards right, that's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding third and trying to score on the play is Bergen. The throw will be cut off by Goodman. An RBI single for Wes Darville. It's now 5-2. Railcats still lead here in the 4th. First 2 men reach for the Winnipeg Gold Eyes. The hit total is even at 4. Gary still leads by 3. No action in either bullpen yet. You wonder what arms will be available in Greg Taggart's bullpen after Game 1. You'd assume Andy Roberts is probably done, as is Jake Mathis. Pickoff throw to first! Not in time! Jeff McKenzie had Wes Darville fooled. And first base umpire Bill Barnes says no, he got back in. Sets McKenzie. Another pickoff throw, getting right back there is Darville. That was very close, folks. Ebert waiting for the next pitch here from McKenzie. Another pickoff throw. And Darville slides back in just safely again. Ebert in the second flew out to center. McKenzie gets set. Very big lead for Darville. And the pitch. A ball just high. And the count is 1-0. A very tight strike zone tonight for Matt Hersema. Getting set now is the lefty McKenzie. Waits and the pitch. Roped into left field. Cameron Newell with room will make the catch for out number 1. Retreating to first, Darville. Now due up for Winnipeg will be the catcher Tanner Deviney. No official at bat as he walks in the 3rd. In the bottom half of this 4th inning, the Railcats will have Cole Fabio, Chris Goodman, and Colin Willis due up. Of those 3, the only one to reach was Fabio with a single. Getting set is Jeff McKenzie. Decent lead for Darville off first. The pitch. Just outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Deviney had a walk in his first at-bat. Sets McKenzie. And the 1-0. Outside for ball 2. It's now 2-0. Deviney has not swung the bat much here tonight and has been the beneficiary of borderline ball calls that allowed him to walk in the first and is up 2-0 in this count. The 2-0. High fly ball. Shallow left field. Cameron Newell with room will squeeze it for out number 2. 2 straight flyouts to left field. Andrew Sohn now up with a runner on first and 2 dead here in the 4th. Andrew Sohn has reached base twice today. Hit by a pitch in the first, singled in the 3rd. Wes Darville with a slight lead off the bag at first. And McKenzie fakes a pickoff and Darville dives back into first. Darville with 21 steals. Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball. He has been caught 3 times. And he has not left off that first base bag since nearly getting picked off thrice. McKenzie set. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Deep in the hole there for Fitzgerald. Has time. Fires to first. The throw goes errant and lands next to the Winnipeg dugout. Advancing to third is Darville. Aaron Levitt, the official score, rules it a single for Sohn. Advancing on the error on the shortstop is Darville. Fitzgerald picks up the error. Runners in the corners now, 2 down. And stepping up to the plate is David Rowe. We talked to Steve Schuster, Jared and I did, before game 1 of this twin bill. And he said that of any batter he would like at the plate in a clutch situation, it would be David Rowe. And as I say that, Alan Keano will talk to Jeff McKenzie to discuss the significance of this at-bat. Carlos Diaz starting to warm up for Gary in the bullpen. No one warming up for Winnipeg. And while we have a moment, let's go ahead and start the American Association and an MLB scoreboard brought to you by Fairfield Inn & Suites in Valparaiso, the umpire home of the Gary South Shore Railcats, located right off State Route 49 and US 30 in the heart of it all in Valparaiso. Kansas City holding on to a 4-0 lead over the Lincoln Salt Dogs. That game is in the 6th inning. I'll have other scores here in a moment. Kansas City trying to even up that series with the Lincoln Salt Dogs. And now they lead 9-1 in the bottom of the 8th, so certainly a advantageous game for Kansas City. Texas leads Sioux Falls 7-2. That's in the top of the 7th. Fargo 5, St. Paul 5, bottom 7. Here's the first pitch. That's a strike down Broadway to David Rome, and it's an 0-1 count. 2 down, runners in the corners, top 4. 5-2 Railcats. Sioux City 7, Wichita 5, bottom 6. Salina 6, Cleburne 1, bottom 7. The Stockade well on their way to win number 11. Next pitch inside, it's now 1-1 to Rome. Moving on to Major League Baseball, a full slate of games tonight. Top 4 in Pittsburgh. It's San Diego and Pittsburgh scoreless. Detroit beat Baltimore 5-2 today. Cleveland 7, Yankees 2. That's a final. He sets McKenzie to 1-1. Ground ball towards third. Picked up by Santi Esteban to second for the force in time. Jeff McKenzie pitches out of another jam. We have played 3.5 in Gary. Winnipeg strikes once. It's 5-2 Railcats on WEFM and RailcatsBaseball.com. We're back here on WEFM and RailcatsBaseball.com. Austin Anderson here. Jared Schlensky will return for the 6th inning of play-by-play. The score through 4, Gary 6, Winnipeg 2. Due up for Winnipeg in this inning will be Josh Romanski, Reggie Abercrombie, and Sean Pluffner. David Bergen would bat if any of those men reach. And getting that insurance tally for the Railcats was of the uttermost importance because Now it's a 4-run cushion in the middle of the order up. First pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. The breaking ball fooled the left-handed swinger, and the count's 0-1. Romanski was a all-star for Winnipeg. Might be the league MVP. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouled back, it's 0-2. One thing's for sure, Nate Sampson's been out too long that he won't be the reigning MVP. And it's a sad story there because he was having another MVP-like season before missing pretty much all of the month of July. 0-2 count to Romanski. Nobody down, top 5. Railcats up by 4. Here's the wind in the 0-2 pitch. Just outside for a ball, and the count is now a ball and 2 strikes to Romanski. Here's the 1-2. High fly ball, left center field. Chase Harris giving chase. Has room. He'll squeeze it for out number 1. Romanski is retired, and now Reggie Abercrombie will step up for Winnipeg. Abercrombie so far today reached on a single and had an RBI ground out in the first. Abercrombie batting from the right side. Here's the wind in the first pitch. Swung on and missed on the breaking ball, and the count is 0-1. And here's something that's really good to see for a Railcat starter. Outside of the top 2 starters, while McKenzie was hurt, you notice that by the third time in the order, the other team was solving the Railcat starter. The third time around for Gary, McKenzie's been better. Here's the 0-1. Inside for a ball, and it's now 1-1. You've seen Romanski and Abercrombie both get epically fooled on a couple of breaking pitches. That's a great sign to see. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Yes. Abercrombie checks swing. Did he go? No swing, says first base umpire Bill Barnes. The southpaw still is a statue. Now comes set in the 2-1. A breaking ball catches the outside corner. It's now 2-2. 1 down. Top 5. Gary up by 4. Here's the pitch. Inside corner, strike 3. Reggie Abercrombie retired on strikes. That is the first strikeout of the game for Jeff McKenzie. And a reminder that all first strikeouts for the Gary South Shore Railcats are brought to you by Precision Cartridge, the proud supporter of the Gary Fraternal Order Police Lodge number 61. Sean Pluffner now steps in. Pluffner so far today flew out to right, popped out to second. First pitch to Pluffner. High pop fly. Shallow center field. Fabio underneath it, squeezes it, and the inning is over. Jeff McKenzie, another doozy of an inning. 1-2-3 go the goal eyes. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th, 6-2 Railcats on WEFM and RailcatsBaseball.com. Jared Schlunsky will be meeting with our player of the game here momentarily. My guess it's Jeff McKenzie. And it will be Jeff McKenzie here momentarily. And we'll go ahead and send it down to Jared Schlunsky, who has it with Jeff McKenzie. Jared, take it away.
Jared Schlunsky alongside Jeff McKenzie here on the Gary South Shore Railcats post-game show, brought to you by Scapo Cadillac Buick GMC. Jeff, first of all, congratulations. You pick up your first career victory as a Gary South Shore Railcat. I know it's probably a little bit longer than you would have liked it to have taken. Ultimately, what does it mean to you to get your first win as a Railcat?
Well, it's nice to finally get that under the belt and start moving to help this team get to the postseason.
For you, obviously you're battling back from that broken left fibula. You've made a couple of relief appearances from the injury back in late May, but this was your first start. How did it feel?
Felt really good. A lot of pitches were working today. It's good to be back out there and my team won the game.
Carlos Diaz continues to impress just about everybody in the league. Strikes out 4 batters, picks up 2 scoreless innings of relief. For someone like yourself who's a crafty left-hander, and then you get to watch a hard-throwing left-hander for a pitcher like him, what's it like to watch him go to work?
Well, he's doing a great job for us this year. He's working ahead and getting outs, and that's all
Jeff McKenzie. That was the player of the game, brought to you by Modelo Cerveza, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Discover the Especial.